Welcome to the Illuminated Path, where I give you a Thursday to Thursday reading. Today we're doing something a little different. I have been given pop images of 3 different animals, and I'm going to be doing a reading out of a card deck made by someone very special in Santa Fe. So this is not something I think that's out for like general distribution. And today I feel like Spirit, like the main message coming through is that Spirit is challenging you to do something unexpected, to step outside of your normal structure, your normal comfort zone and boundaries, even if it's not about being comfortable, but about what you think other people expect of you or what you think you're supposed to be doing with an idea you created previously. We're being asked to step outside of that little box that we created for ourselves, doing things the way we think it's supposed to be done, and letting ourselves just mix it up. This is what I like to call controlled chaos, okay? You get to have enough chaos to let things mix, to let things shift and change and grow without it being complete disasters, right? Because when things aren't so structured and controlled and in sequence, we start to feel a little uneasy and unsafe. And that's just normal human nature. But the reality of it is we have to step outside of those structures in order to allow in anything new, in order to be anything different. So everything about this reading is a little different. We're in a different place. We're using different cards that I've never used before. Like I've never used this deck before. I purchased the deck, but I've never used it. It's just going to be something, I haven't done the animal readings before, so something different to help you grow. Ah, beautiful. So the first animal I was given is the fox. When people hear the fox, I think they hear sly, trickster kind of stuff, but that's coyote medicine. Fox can be very similar, but when I'm getting fox for you guys, it's specifically about clarity and wisdom. We don't often associate fox with wisdom. That's an owl thing, right? Well, what I'm getting for you today is that there's a difference in the wisdom. Owl is known to be wise because it sits up in the treetops and its head turns 360 degrees, so it can see everything, right? Fox sits low to the ground. The little wild foxes around here are just very small. They're the size of a cat, even. They sit very low to the ground, and they use all of their senses to know everything. It's very rare that you actually see a fox in the wild because they can hear you coming a long way off. They can smell you coming. They can see clearly and sharply. There's something sharp, witty, smart about a fox. Not just because they've observed everything, but because they're sharp. So fox medicine is coming in. So whether you're coming up with a new business venture, whether there's a decision to be made, there's a fork in the road coming up, or whether you just want to be on the top of your game, making sure that you're aligned and doing the things you want to do, fox medicine is here to help. With any of these medicines, it's totally okay to sit in your meditative time or even just throughout the day and connect, visualize one of these animals, imagine yourself being one of these animals, and that's how we invite their medicine in. We can even say, fox medicine, please come help me with this. And that energy will start to course through us because we have all of these energies inside of us already within unity consciousness because we are everything. So all we're really doing is calling on our sharpness, our wit, our smarts to help us discern and move through and think outside of the box. Sometimes the smartest move isn't the move within our current trajectory. Sometimes the smartest move means clearing the entire table off and doing that thing way over there. Okay, that's what Fox is here to say. There's one more thing about Fox. What is it? Let me know. Fox has heart. Okay, that's the other thing about that. Fox is not all let's make the smartest choice only. Fox has heart. Take heart. Fox is brave. Fox is loyal. Fox creates a sense of warmth and safety. So just because you're stepping outside of the box or doing things you've never done before or making completely unexpected decisions and choices, it doesn't mean you're not going to be safe anymore. You're still going to have your den. You're still going to feel warm and loved and taken care of. Cool. Deer is the next animal that I got coming through. Deer is very nurturing. When we see deer, a lot of the time it's talking about gentleness, softness, the feminine nature, although that's not all the feminine nature is. When I think of deer, I think of the mystic, a mystery, something mystical. One of, not the first, but one of the very first guides I met for myself forever ago was deer. And I had a dream that deer was jumping over my back fence into my yard and talking to me. So deer holds a very special space for me. It is a nurturing energy, like someone who's there for you and someone who's like with you as a partner 100% of the way. But if you think about wild deer, similarly to the fox, deer, they're not going to let you touch them. The fox, you probably won't see at all. But deer we see quite often. They come into our yards, on our property. We pass by and we see them. They jump in front of our cars. We see the deer, but you can never actually quite touch the deer because they're going to bolt as soon as you start moving towards them. Deer are naturally the kind of animal that hides, that goes away when confronted. So I feel like the medicine coming through around deer is to uphold your mystery, your magic. Your feminine nature is intuition. It is magic. It is creation. It is all things that we revel in, all of the beauty. But it doesn't always have to be accessible to everyone. If you have something beautiful, if you have something magical, mystical, if everyone had access to it, would you have any left? No, because everyone would want a piece of that magic. And baby, that's you and me. We have magic, we have gifts, we're intuitive, and not everybody gets to have access to us all the time. Okay? I want you to remember that. Nobody needs to know everything you're thinking, everything you're feeling, everything you're creating, everything you have to offer, and everything that you are. One, they probably won't appreciate that magic, not for like its true value and worth, because it's yours. But two, if they do, they're going to take it and they're going to use it for themselves. Not to be selfish, but that's just what we do. When we see something beautiful, if we see a beautiful flower, what do? We pick it because we want to smell it and keep it for ourselves. If we see a cute little pet, what do? We take it home because we want to own the beauty. That's just what we do as humans. But not everybody gets to have access to you, and that's your boundary to place, not because you have to tell people to F off or go away, but it's your job to hold your magic and share as needed, as required, as guided, as kindness allows, as you see it's needed and wanted and desired and valued and appreciated. That's your job, okay? So deer can be nurturing when people need a bit of that magic, but deer also knows when to step away and keep their own space, okay? So these are very important messages coming through. The third that I saw was hawk. Very specifically hawk. A very large hawk flew in. Now you get the higher vision. So you have the smarts, the discernment, the heart down here, and then you have that nurturing, the magic, the mystical, the understanding your value and worth and not giving it away so freely to everyone all the time. And then up here, we have this higher vision. Hawk is not necessarily known for being wise the way the owl is, but similarly to owl, hawk sees all things from a higher perspective. Hawk, when you're up here, you can imagine looking down onto the ground and seeing everything down here. And when your perspective is down here, you can feel yourself drowning in a puddle of water, but it feels like a lake or an ocean until you're up here with Hawk and you realize, oh, I could have just stood up the whole time. It's only a foot deep. Hawk shows you things about your life that makes you understand what's truly important and what's just a passing thing, what's real and what you really need to take action on, and what's just a cycle inside of your emotions or your mind that just needs to purge and move through. Hawk will help you with your seasons, with your emotions, with your point of reference, with how you're seeing the things happening in your life. So these are very important aspects, 3 very important medicines, and I hope you took notes. If not, go back and take notes, because I want you to really apply this medicine into your life this week at any time, whenever possible. Okay? So now I am actually going to pull a card from this deck. I've never used this deck before, so I'm curious and excited to see what happens. Okay. Good cheer. Ha! I love it. Good cheer. So what's coming to me about this? Fun, friends, connection, music, dancing. I keep specifically seeing the vibe of dancing. So while you're applying these other medicines into your life, it feels like they're medicines, right? It feels like they're helping you make moves, helping you refill yourself, helping you understand yourself and your cycles and be more joyful in your life. Whereas this card is not medicine, it's the laughter, the joy, the fun. And the reason that dancing is such a potent way to lift your vibration, your spirit, is because you zone out, you go into a trance-like state when you truly dance. You're listening to music, you're feeling a vibration, and you're letting yourself move with that feeling, with that vibration. It's all energetic, not mind. And that is a ceremony in itself. And when we do ceremony, we're pulling some feeling down from the mystical realms that we can't quite touch here in the 3D, and then we're allowing it to happen here in the 3D without us controlling it or putting it into a structure. We're just pulling it down inside of us and unfolding it. So while you apply these medicines, also make sure you do the ceremony of dance and laughter and just let yourself be free inside of yourself this week.